Welcome back to Ari Rants. Ari Rants, that's what we should name it. Welcome back to Ari Rants. Ari Rants. Man, we should call it that. Yeah, let's call it that. Ari Rants. Now, I've been having a thought. Actually, usually have many at a time. They just hit me like a hurricane. I have one right now, and it's living your life. I'm currently in my favorite forest in the world. This is not exactly my backyard, but I go to it a lot. This is my thinking tree. Say hi. Yeah, this is where I do lots of my thinking. This is my space. I feel connected outdoors. That's just my thing. I feel my head just gets silence. Like, it's not completely silent. I just get like one idea. And I can just go through that process. I feel like when I'm indoors, I feel clouded. I feel contrapped. I can think, I can do whatever, but it feels foggy in a way. Just like, I don't know, maybe it's the walls, it's just like the ambiance, people, or no, it's probably the walls. The walls are just like stale. I don't like it. Here, there's so many colors, it just brings me internally to life. Anyways, the topic of this rant is simply living your life. Now, I have this quote app that I every day I just open up the app. I literally scroll, not on TikTok, but on this app. I get a bunch of these like cool quotes. Now, this one by Donald Glover, I have so much respect. This guy is incredible. I love him so much because what he represents, the way he thinks, the way he acts, just is incredible. I love the fact that he is so raw, so unique. Now, he said in his concert, his famous, by the way, Donald Glover is also known as Childish Gambino, This is America. People know, a song. What he said in his concert was, get off your phones, live more. I was like, okay, he can say that. That's like giving advice, just cool. But that's not even, get off your phones wasn't really popped out at me. It was live more. Live more. Live more? How do I do that? I feel like that's like a huge concept. Live more. Am I living less? What is living? It brings up all these questions. Live more. I was just pondering on this on my thinking tree. I was like, what does it mean to live? What does it mean? How do I know if I can live more? Maybe I'm living the most. Now, these are all questions I encourage you to ask yourself, because I think just thinking about that is really cool, because you'll find the answer. If you just like think about it, you sit here in silence and just go, hey, live more? How do I do that? Am I doing that? Just like, you talk to yourself. That's like my favorite pastime. I'm just talking to myself, like, because who you as a person is the most important person. Maybe not in the world. Like, people, when they say the most important person, they're probably thinking like someone of importance, some like big figure, someone who's secretly running the underground world, like a person who has a job. But think about it not as like in the perception of the world, but to yourself. Who's the most important person? Some people might say, hey, it's my girlfriend or my partner, right? But is it? To you, okay, there might be a couple dangers, but if you're happily married and you're thinking about in your life the person besides you that's most important. Because if you didn't have yourself, if you didn't have yourself, how could you have someone else? And are they more important than yourself? Are they? Whoa. Okay, that's something I have to take up with the thinking tree. But I believe the most important person is yourself, because you're the person you have to live your life with. You're the person you know the best, the person you have the longest ever relationship with, right? If you just think about yourself outside yourself, and a lot of questions you can ask yourself, like now that we're just like on the idea of just thinking to yourself, you can ask yourself, hey, am I the person I would want to be around? Am I the person I want to represent? Just like talking to yourself, the answers will come. You'll be surprised. You ask yourself just like, hey, do I like myself? Am I am I doing what I need to do for myself, for my future self, for my, in the past self? You can get into all those like different selves you have of yourself. Ooh, is that a pun? No, that's not a pun. Anyways, you can get into like those just thoughts with yourself. I think that's a very powerful thing. It's kind of like meditating. I think that is meditating. Meditating, I guess, has different definitions, but my form of meditating is just being with myself. Anyways, living more. My ideas, me pondering. This is my thoughts on the concept. I think living more is simply just not being afraid to live more. Well, I haven't given a definition on what living more is. My definition of living more is purely just to do whatever you want. To do whatever you think will give you the well, okay. There's a limit to doing whatever you want. Like, yeah, you gotta make sure it won't harm you in any way. But you just gotta do what you think. I don't want to say this because this can like be a little bit maybe, okay. I'm filtering my thoughts just a little bit. Sorry, guys. Just living more. What is life but just moments, right? And I feel like, you guys hearing that? Life is just moments. Life is just tiny moments put together, right? Now, to extract, if you think your life so far, if you just look back and say, hey, what is my life? Memories will hit you. Memories, tiny moments will hit you. And you'll be like, okay, now those moments, what do they have? Because you're summarizing what is life. What has my life been so far? If you're those moments, you're thinking of certain ideas and concepts. I think it's simply just chasing more of that. Chasing, you think, if I ask you, what was your best memory? What was your favorite memory? What was your greatest memory? You'll think of immediately. You'll be like, the time I had a kid. Not me. Just like that might be an example. Like the time me and my friends like spent the entire day on the railroads. It can be anything. It can just be pure like, see, I can't tell you what you're gonna think. That's just like, for me personally, my definition of living more is just doing whatever I want, but mostly with a goal to have fun. That's like my 5th favorite word, but fun is just a great pastime. I feel like everyone can agree. It's just it's just super. It's fun. It's awesome. It's great. Like, and it comes in so many different forms. It comes in many different ways. Just fun. It can be. I'm not gonna give examples. Fun is fun. Chasing fun is if I had no responsibilities and I had no journey, no goals, no dreams, nothing to do. I just got to sit at home and I had nothing to do. I wouldn't choose to do nothing. I would choose to chase fun. I would find some people, some friends, just go with your friends and just chase fun. Make sure your life is packed with memories and just good experiences. I think that's the most simple way you can live more. But not the only way. Like many things, it's not the only way at all. Living more could be having a goal, striving towards it, striving towards a bigger concept, a bigger life, a better life. That could be living more. It could be achieving your goals, like you just, not necessarily a dream like before, but just a goal, just living more and just living and just doing things to get that goal. Because what that does is it'll give you a purpose. And I feel like without a purpose, you can get a little lost in life. And I that's coming from my own thoughts, like my own experiences. Just when you lack purpose, when you lack meaning, you lose the weight of life. Like the life has less of a value. Oh Lord. Yeah, there's many ways I can just talk about it more. I think, let's summarize. Chasing fun, great way to live more. Having a goal, having a dream, awesome way. But also, I feel like the big, not the biggest one. An important one. To live more is to have adventures. That could be these two combined. Having a dream and having fun combined. That could be your adventure. Because a goal could be an adventure. I feel like this this correlates with these two really well. Just having adventures is a great way to live more. Again, these are not the only ways you can live more. This live more is a great concept. I encourage you to think about it. Really, this RE thoughts, this just unfiltered rants are just my way to make you guys think. Just me telling you my ideas and encourage you to find your own thinking tree and just live more. And live more by thinking and just doing your own thing. Like, I'm not sure exactly what my goal is with these rants. I just know I have to do them for me and hopefully for you guys too. Anyways, those are my thoughts. See you when I see you.